Our ratings are way down. We need to do something.
What do you want us to do?
Well, the wizard's spitting out some fire tunes right now, so...
So stealing?
No, just borrow some without asking.
Alright, fine.
See,
Shut up! What was that?
trying to steal some music?
No, we're just really big fans and we wanted to see what you were working on.
Listen, I'm calling the cops.
No, we'll do anything. Just don't call the cops.
Anything?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything? I heard y'all having a firstborn, like your first child ever. And considering y'all's two reputation, you know what? I want y'all's kid. I won't call the cops if you give me your kid. How about that?
Sounds like a good deal.
Pleasure doing business. You can never leave here. People on the outside want to hurt you, want to steal your heart. What's that noise?
Well, hello there.
Hi.
My name's, Will.
RAPunzel.
Nice to meet you. You have great vocals.
Thank you.
I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. Watch you smile while you are sleeping.
Noise. The hell is that guy? Hey, Rapunzel. How's my favorite artist?
Good.
Hey, I gotta ask you a few questions.
What?
Who is that boy?
Who?
Don't think I'm right. Don't act retarded.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Up there. You think I'm stupid?
No?
I'm not retarded, sweetheart.
What are you gonna do about it?
You could cut out your vocal cords.
What the heck? No, you're not.
Well, the only alternative that I have to this is to banish you.
I guess so. But please just don't hurt him. What?
I can hear!
So fairy tales started out as a way for mothers to teach their kids certain lessons in a way that they would understand. And as women started leaving the home and working more often, they were passed down less and less. They weren't as common. And then the Brothers Grimm, before they could completely die out, they went out and they collected all these stories from their friends and families, and they wrote them down in a book, and then they published it. So they didn't actually make up the stories. They got them from old folk tales. And then, so they sold the book, and they stayed famous, and we still know the stories till this day, like Little Red Riding Hood and Hoodwinked, or like all the fairy tales mixed up in Into the Woods or Once Upon a Time, or in dark stories like Grimm. So yeah, the stories are still around, and they still teach us great lessons.
My group chose to remake the fairy tale of Rapunzel by using an 80s theme, and we tried to do this by using certain songs throughout our story, and we dressed up in outfits that were found at that point of time. We chose to do this version just because we thought it was a fun twist to the story, and our initial plan was based on music. And somehow we just started talking about Stranger Things and its setting, how it took place in the 80s, and the music that was played, and just the outfits everyone wore. We thought it was interesting, and so I guess we were influenced mainly by a TV show, and that's how we just decided that we wanted to do an 80s theme and use the music that we did, the way that we dressed up, and just overall our theme.
Hello, my name is James Rao, and I'm part of the story group RAPunzel. There are two versions that were published. The first version was published in 1812, and the second, the Dover edition, was published in 1963. Many have the same elements, but the main antagonist in the two stories are different. In the first 1812 version, a fairy was used, and in the second, in the 1963, a witch was used. While many of them have the same elements, the lettuce or rampion, which was called in the 1963 version, she was stolen, and basically the child was given up, and it was all the same until they both found them by their voice, how she was beautiful, she could sing, and after that, they went up there, he went to the tower. Well, in the first version, he impregnated her. In the second version, they just loved each other, and they felt like there was a real connection. And just like in both versions, Mother Gothel was mad, she cut off her hair. And upon the prince's request, she let down the cut hair. And of course, the prince didn't know that it was her hair, and that it was the cut hair of his lover. And she ended up giving a very glorified kicking, he threw himself from the tower, and he gouged out his eyeballs on thorns. And upon him roaming around and eating berries and thorns and other nature's foods, he found her, and upon his kissing and hugging, they found love again, and he was able to see. Well, in the 1812 version, they found each other, they found the kids, and it was just a little bit different. It just seemed like it was not so much of a kids aspect. I feel like in the 1963 version, it was more revised, it was more prompted towards kids. It didn't matter about what was exactly, and the language was different. In some of the 1812 version, I had to look up some of the words, it was different. It just was not, I think that was what prompted the writing of the 1963 version. It was more our kind of dialect, it was different. And I just feel like the 1963 version more inclined to kids, because it was, and then 1812 it inclined out of wedlock childrenly, and I feel like in the 1963 version it cared about love and true compassion for another one.
My name is Will, and most of you guys know that. But I directed the film, and we didn't really have any problems filming, other than we couldn't get back into, well, we could have gotten back into the school, but it flooded, so kind of changed the aspect of where we wanted to film, and that was kind of through a kink into things. But overall, we didn't really have problems shooting. It didn't help that some of our scenes were in the dark, but luckily we had a light to help us out there. And mainly, most of our theme was based off 80s, which helped keep a steady beat. And overall, I think I'm pretty satisfied with the video. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, and we'd had a little bit more time to film due to schedule conflicts that didn't happen. But overall, I think the video matched what we expected, and yeah.
So today I'll be talking about the storyboard, what we kept from it, what we didn't use, and what we added. We kept along the same path, but we weren't afraid to change up some of the actions for some comic relief. One example of when we didn't follow the storyboard was when I tripped over the guardrail in the attempt to steal the mixtapes from the evil producer. Sometimes we combined or shorten scenes in the storyboard for the sake of time and or lack of materials. One factor that stood out to me was the fact that the characters on the storyboard were so unreal and kinda cardboard like they had no character. They were just images on a screen. Until we, as the actors, gave them life and character, along with the music that we put in there. We gave them personality. The storyboard, as in general, was a good guideline, I think. I think it really helped us get the point across, and it helped us a lot to stay on track, to see what we needed to get done, and to basically be a checklist to make sure we acted out every scene. And the people responsible for all the slides, for all 30. Emily did the first 6, I did the next 6, Will did the 6 after that, then Kennedy, then James. And then we all just followed those. We didn't follow them to the letter, but yeah, it worked.